Look, I said it on Friday, Rob. Contrary to public opinion, I am an Aaron Rodgers fan. I agree with you. I think we both felt he should have been ahead of Brett Favre as one of the 10 top quarterbacks of all time on the NFL's all 100 team. But I said on Friday, he's got to deliver. His record in NFC championship games is not good. And I don't mean just the record where he was 1-2, but his performances. And I wanted either a win regardless of how he performed. I'm not down on Jimmy Garoppolo at all. I don't care if you throw 8 times if you win. So I wanted a win no matter what, 97 yards passing, 17 for 40, whatever it was, if you win. Or a huge individual performance and the defense just couldn't stop San Francisco and it was not your fault that you lost. And I'm disappointed because Aaron Rodgers did not deliver. Now, yes, the defense could not stop San Francisco at all. I mean, they had Raheem Mostert looking like Eric Dickerson. And that's a good comparison because the only guy that ever rushed for more yards in a playoff game is Eric Dickerson. So they made Raheem Mostert an undrafted guy who got cut by 6 teams. And not to belittle what he did, but my goodness, he looked like an all-time great against him, and the holes were just huge. So the defense was horrible. But Aaron Rodgers did not deliver. He did. It was totally, Rob uses the term stat padding. He calls Matt Stafford stat padford. I admit, Dak Prescott did a lot of stat padding this year. When they got down, they had to throw. That's why he had so many yards. But Aaron Rodgers' performances yesterday, 326 yards or whatever it was padding the stats. When the game was in the balance, he didn't do it. He was a big part of the reason they were down 27-0 at halftime. They're down 17-0. They're marching. They're in near the red zone. And he fumbles the snap. It was right in his hands, like any typical snap. And he just fumbled it, and as Rod Woodson said last hour, didn't go after the ball. That killed a drive. They go down and get a field goal. Now it's 20-0. And then with a minute left in the half, he throws a pick when the receiver wasn't ready for the ball. Now, maybe it was the receiver's fault. I don't know. But he throws a pick in their own territory, making it an easy opportunity for the 49ers to score, and they did 27-0, and it was it. And then in the second half, San Francisco was like, we just going to win this game. We'll give you the underneath stuff. And he did get the bomb. They burnt Sherman. But I don't want to hear about the 326 yards or whatever it was that he threw for. Aaron Rodgers did not deliver, and now he's 1-3 in NFC championship games. A guy that his claim to fame is not throwing interceptions. Yet in those 4 NFC championship games, he's got 6 touchdowns and 7 picks. I don't know how you explain that. 6 touchdowns and 7 picks for the great Aaron Rodgers. And it's in those 4 games, he's averaged 20 points, the offense. 20. I know the defense in Green Bay's never been great, but you're only giving them 20 points to work with. And some of his losses, Seattle scored 28 when they beat them in 2014. So it's not like the defense always got run over. So I just think, I'm not taking away from his greatness, taking away from his Hall of Fame. He's all that. He's still one of the best to ever do it. But other than the Super Bowl, the year they won it in 2010, he has not delivered in the NFC title games. In 4 of the biggest 5 games of his career, he's been bad. Even the one they won. He had 2 interceptions and 0 touchdowns passing. So I'm disappointed. That's all I'm saying in the great Aaron Rodgers.
Obviously, he could have played much better than he did. Finished with 31 for 39, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, and a lost fumble.
He fumbled 3 times. He only lost one.
He lost one, right? That's what the big thing. But Chris is just obviously going to poo-poo the defense and where you were.
They were horrible.
And
That's undeniable.
This is Aaron Rodgers in 8 playoff losses. Defense has given up 45, gave up 37, gave up 45. He also led, and this is the other part, led a game-tying drive, never got the ball back. That was another loss. Led another game-tying drive, never got the ball back. And then the defense gave up 44 and gave up 37. Those are the games that he's lost. It's like there were times where he never got the ball back after getting the game tied because the defense couldn't get a stop.
Why are you down? Can he's the great Aaron Rodgers? Can he get ahead?
Well, but the problem is when your defense is that porous. Here's another thing that's very interesting. That for all the struggles, in some ways, Rodgers has actually been better in his playoff losses than Tom Brady has been in his Super Bowl wins. You ready for this? I don't know. I'm giving you information. Tom Brady's offense in the 6 Super Bowl wins. He's got 140. I'm trying to give
in this
because I'm trying to give you that Tom Brady gets all the credit when they win.
Because he wins,
right? But I'm trying to tell you.
Somebody once
you
told
just went
me.
on for 10 minutes. Can I talk? Can you turn his mic off? Can I talk? Can I talk for 5 minutes?
It's a short menu.
Can I talk? No, can I talk?
Gosh.
This is what I'm trying to say. You don't want to hear any numbers. Tom Brady's offense in his 6 Super Bowl wins, 144 points on 69 drives. That's 2.09 points per drive. Aaron Rodgers' offense and his 8 playoff losses, 192 points on 82 drives, which is 2.34 points per drive.
Stop it, Mr. Analytics.
No,
That's not good radio. Nobody wants to hear decimal points.
My point is, you give Tom Brady, like even when he won the Super Bowl last year,
6 rings.
and then throw any touchdowns, you give him credit and like, Tom Brady, oh my God, look at what he did. He didn't do anything last year. Won a Super Bowl.
Did they win?
Tom Brady's won 2 Super Bowls without throwing throwing 1 touchdown in 2 Super Bowls.
Worst throw in 10 years by Tom Brady.
My only point to you, Chris, is yes. Aaron could have played better.
Really?
But when you're in a situation where your defense gives up 220 yards on the ground, you're not winning anything. You're not.
I didn't even ask
You're
for a
not
win.
going to win. And here's the other thing. Can I get up my point out?
Go ahead. You got some more decimal points?
I just want to get my point out.
Give me
And
some
you
more
just
analytics,
saw,
Rob
it's not
G.
like Garoppolo didn't even play. He was just standing there because they didn't have to because the defense couldn't stop them. Yeah, I'm telling you, and when you're in that situation, and Chris, you have to throw every down because you're down big, it's harder to do. There's no trickery. They know what's going on. You got to throw the football every down. You don't have time when you're giving up 45 points and 37 points. That's all I'm saying. You become one-dimensional.
But, Rob,
you become
part of the
one-dimensional.
reason they were down was because of Aaron.
It's not just that.
I know it's not just that. Nobody ever said it was just that. Of course, the defense was the biggest problem.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
No question. And they may not have, had he had a great game, they probably wouldn't have won.
Not when one guy gets 220 yards.
I didn't say you got to win. I'm just saying you had to deliver. He did the same thing when they lost 44-21 to Atlanta in 2016. First half, they were down like 24-0 because he had a pick and no touchdowns in the first half. Then second half, when the game's over, he comes out there and he ends up with almost 300 yards.
He has to
and 3 touchdowns.
But he has to keep playing.
It's padding stats.
He has to keep playing.
And if you say it about Stafford, why can't you say it about Rodgers?
Because Stafford hasn't even won a plaff game,
I'm
Chris.
not saying he's as
Come
good.
on, man.
I'm not
Come
saying
on.
he's as good
it's
as Rodgers.
It's apples and oranges. No, it ain't. It's apples and oranges. Matt Stafford was the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Had gone to 3 playoff games. Hasn't won 1 playoff game. And he has all these numbers that people keep. He got Hall of Fame stats. That's padding stats when you don't beat anybody. When you're 5-45 against teams over 500. Aaron Rodgers has won 2 MVPs and has the best touchdown to interception ratio, the best quarterback
not in the
rating.
NFC Championship
I'm just
game.
telling you that you
Not
can't
in the
put him.
big game.
You can't
Like
put
you
him in the
say
same
about
conversation with Stafford,
I'm
man.
not saying
That's
he's-
so disrespectful.
Oh, really?
I don't even. I can't
not-
even.
that's
I
disrespectful?
can't even listen to that. That's ridiculous.
He's 6
That's
touchdowns,
absolutely
7
ridiculous.
picks in the NFC
That Stafford
Championship
ain't even win a
game.
playoff game. Come on, man.
I'm just saying keep
Matt
it consistent,
Stafford. No,
Bo.
That's
all I'm
ridiculous.
saying. I never implied that
Matt
Matt Stafford's
Stafford.
as good as him, but I'm saying
First-round pick
I'm
with no
saying he's
playoff
a
win after a decade.
Aaron Rodgers has padded his stats yesterday. You want to talk about
You got to keep
326
playing.
yards. Why don't you say
What
that
do you
about
want him to
Stafford
do?
then?
Because he never beats
About
anybody.
Dak then.
The same thing. Win. Dak is the same thing.
Dak's won more games than Aaron Rodgers the last 4 years.
And what has that got him? He was home this year.
What's he gotten Rodgers?
He was supposed to be in the Super Bowl.
What's he gotten Rodgers
Aaron
in the last
Rodgers,
4
ain't nobody
years?
picked the Packers to be a game away from
You
getting to the
did.
Super
You
Bowl.
picked them to win the Super Bowl.
I did, but
All right.
nobody else
How's
did.
that looking?
They were right there.
Really?
Yes, they
it
were in
was
the NFC.
27-0 at halftime.
They were in the NFC Championship
Right.
game.
We got a different definition of right there. Anyway, Aaron Rodgers, Rob, his problem's on the road. Now, I'll give you this. In the NFC, 4 title games he's played, all on the road. I'll give you that. So it's a little tougher, obviously. They're on the road, but here's the problem. Aaron Rodgers now, in the regular seasons and in the playoffs, he's 50-49 on the road. Tom Brady, 102-48 on the road. So Rodgers has lost more road games than Tom Brady, even though he's played 51 fewer. I'm just disappointed. That's all I'm saying. Aaron Rodgers, disappointed. How much blame does he deserve? 1-3 now in NFC title games. Let's start with Kevin in Springfield, Missouri. Go ahead, Kevin. You're on with Chris and Rob.
Hey, guys, love your show. Listen to it all the time. Love to hear you argue all the time. And,
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
some of it's valid, but just 2 quick points. Aaron Rodgers gave up. The difference between Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers is Patrick is young and he doesn't give up. Aaron Rodgers at the end of the game last night had time to put it away, and he throws it down the middle and burns the clock up. That's what I have to say.
All right, that's fair.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. Let's go to Mike in Las Vegas. You're on with Chris and Rob.
What's up, my guys?
How
How's it
you?
going?
Great, man. How are you?
Okay. So let me start by saying I'm glad that nobody is repping the NFC North this year. That's one thing. I'm a Bears fan, and I couldn't stand to see anybody else do that. Number 2, I agree with the last caller. You know, Aaron Rodgers, after the fumble, he looked like he was just out of it. He looked like he got punched in the face. The team came out flat, poor execution, and wins and losses are usually dictated by how well your quarterback plays. And Aaron Rodgers just looked like he did not want any part of the 49ers.
Yeah, that
With that
fumble
said-
he didn't really go after. You know, Rob
No,
wasn't brought
no.
that up. It's surprising he didn't even go after it.
Now, I did want to say one thing. Last week, y'all said, Chris, you said something about Mahomes being Jordan-esque.
Right.
And I agree with Rob on that one. He's not. That wasn't a Jordan-esque performance. They gave up
Yesterday,
that game.
wasn't?
No, not yesterday. Last week when y'all had the topic on the Jordan-esque and Mahomes being Jordan-esque. Yeah, no. I talked to Rob. Me and Rob had a conversation, and during that conversation, we both seemed to play with the muff fumble, with the muff punt return.
He went on a
It gave up.
51-7 run was not Jordan-esque. 7 straight scoring
No, because
drives.
the other team just rolled
That's
over.
I don't know what. Did you
Exactly.
watch Michael Jordan, Mike? How old are
Yeah,
you? 22?
I'm not. No,
Just
man, I'm
going on
34.
YouTube, 34. You never really saw Jordan. That was Jordan-esque. I mean, 7 straight scoring drives, touchdowns.
against that team, and that defense was
come on,
awful.
dude.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate the call. Joseph in Virginia, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What you got, Joseph?
Good evening, fellas. Chris, I gotta go with Rob, man. I mean, it's just as far as this first season. He had great numbers. I mean, just for the first season. And second year, he's going to be 2 years in that offense. He's going to have that pop. Lastly, everybody needs to be careful because my man said he's starting to have fun in football again. That's the most dangerous part.
Aaron
They got
Rodgers?
Yeah, it was kind of. It was
he
kind
didn't
of a.
look that dangerous yesterday.
He said that. He did say that he's
But
starting to have fun
fragile,
again.
He's a fragile player. You got to remember that. This guy's having like a broken leg, a broken collarbone.
collarbones, right, 2 of them.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
not
healthy
trying
this
to get
year.
hurt.
He was healthy this year.
Exactly. So next year, just watch for them to have that pop because I believe he's gonna do well.
Well,
All right,
he
Joseph.
is a great player,
Thank you.
ain't no question.
Appreciate it.
It's about he got to win some championships, some more. Let's go to Big Ben in Kansas City. You're on with Chris and Rob.
Hey, fellas, can I say something real quick before I get to the Rodgers part, just real fast?
Yes.
Real quick.
Hey, either one of y'all is on TV, I always hear people like Skip and Stephen A. and Dion say that Mahomes has all these weapons, but they never bring up the defense and the running game that the dude in Baltimore has. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Well, 12
we got an
all pros.
average defense.
12 all pros.
We have no running game. Okay, but getting to what I'm saying about the Rodgers, I agree with Rob because the Packers. Rodgers has never had an elite coach, X's and O's coach, and he's never had a number one receiver.
That's what everybody's saying about. Well, Devontae Adams is a number one receiver.
Well,
and everybody's saying that this kid LaFleur is a great X and O's guy.
Well, this is his first year, though, Chris. That's what I'm saying. He didn't have it over his career like a Belichick or Andy
McCarthy's
Reid
not chopped
or
liver.
Sean Payton. No, but he's
come
not an
on.
excellent.
He had a coach that won a Super Bowl. He had a coach that he wasn't a bad coach.
I didn't say he was a bad coach. Marty Schottenheimer's not a bad coach, but he's not an X's and O's. He's not going to scheme guys open like Sean Payton does or like Andy Reid does. You see what I'm saying?
They sound like excuses to me.
Nah, Ben, I hear you, man. We appreciate the call.
Excuses,
That's coming
bro.
from Kansas City, too.
Is
Kevin
that
in
one of
Culver
Rob's
City.
cousins you
Ain't
texted?
nobody. I ain't text nobody. Kevin in Culver City, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, what's up, guys? Magic City Monday.
You know it. Hey,
to
Kevin, I was there Saturday.
Kevin, don't visit the dark side.
No.
man.
We're
Don't go to the dark
We're going to Tootsie's down in Miami. Oh,
Okay.
I'm
I
taking
love it. I love it,
Elijah.
Rob. Make it rain,
I'm
Rob.
taking
Make it rain.
Elijah. You're gonna go with his camera.
Don't drag Zeke into your
Elijah, you gonna come with me? Because all these other guys are wimpy. Rob
ain't about
G.
being wimpy.
Rob G.
We
don't
the
want to
strong
go.
ones.
Nobody
It's
want to
easy
go with me.
It's easy to go. We strong. Got to be strong not to go.
Elijah, I'll give you singles too if you go with me.
Don't drag Zeke down there.
Oh, yeah.
His
Go
wife
ahead.
is cool.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, look, hey, this is two quarterbacks. Look, Aaron Rodgers, I had one thing. When they started that game off, it looked like they were ready to go. Then he missed Jimmy Graham wide open on the play to Jamal Williams.
Right.
Then they didn't go for on 4th and 1. I said, that's all the momentum right there. My boy Jimmy Montana, he only has 6 throws, right?
No,
But
8
that
throws.
First drive, when he made those throws, you could tell he got everybody ready to go. The sideline was ready. Everybody was hyped.
All right, hey.
Intangibles like that you don't see on the football.
Appreciate it. We just had to go.
saying
We
that Rodgers
apologize.
lacked the intangibles. All right. What's happening, y'all? It's Chris Broussard.
I'm Rob Parker.
And we are
The Odd Couple. Check us out as often as you can on YouTube.
And always remember, I'm Oscar and he's Felix.
Oh, man. Are you serious?